Hi, I'm Bev Rayburn of hypnofix.com. If you're a social media user, you've probably seen all the ads for Vegas Nerve Stimulation. That usually involves you buying a device with a preloaded frequency used in this area of your body. That vagus nerve comes down from the brainstem, underneath your ear, goes down your neck alongside of the jugular vein, into your chest cavity, into your abdomen. Now, it's generally accepted that the stimulation of the vagus nerve does, in fact, reduce stress, promotes relaxation. It's also an effective tool for stimulating relaxation before bed so that you can slide into sleep. 30 years ago, I trained in the use of sound, which is frequency, because I had a special needs daughter who was experiencing a lot of pain and discomfort after activity. I wanted to find a solution for her. I trained in two different modalities with two of the original pioneers in the use of sound. I believe I'm extremely well trained. Over the years, I've found sound to be an effective tool for a whole range of physical issues. A few years back, a book was published called The Mozart Effect. In that book, I can't honestly remember all the claims it made, but certainly relaxation, stress reduction were two of them. And I became concerned because I was trained in personalized sound. That means sound that's right for you, not just a generic off-the-rack sound. My equipment is precise. I can divide, if you know anything about musical notes, between a C and a C sharp 100 times. So it's very precise. And I became concerned because people that didn't like classical music at all were going into music stores and buying CDs. Yeah, in those days it was CDs. And they were taking them home and listening to them until they could find one piece that they didn't hate. And then they'd play it over and over and over ad nauseum. I started to question that, and I thought, well, is any frequency good enough? Will any frequency promote that relaxation and the physical positive changes? Or does it really require personalized sound? At that time, I knew a lot of musicians, and I believe that musicians are really attuned with their body and the impact of music on their body. And of course, music is frequency. I asked them if they would participate in a little study for me. It didn't have to be large. I just wanted a study that would satisfy my curiosity. So I asked them two questions before testing. I asked them, what's the key of the song you absolutely love the most? What is it written in? What's the key of the sound the music that you hate the most? And then I tested. And what did I learn was that the piece they loved so much was written in the range of frequency that was right for them. The piece they hated was written in the range of frequency of the one note on the keyboard that I found to be detrimental. In that keyboard, there is one note that is perfect for you, not that note specifically, but adjusted by those 100 cents, or the most detrimental. All the rest are neutral. Now, I didn't take that any further to determine if the neutral keys also had a benefit. But I know that there's one range of frequency that's perfect for your body. And there's one that is not, that's extremely detrimental. Now, to take it a step further, Dr. Gabor Mate is a Canadian physician, I believe located in Calgary, Alberta. He's written quite a number of books. You may know some of them. Years ago, I read his book, When the Body Says No. Recently, I read it again. It was sitting on my bookshelf, and I'm a reader. And I thought, this has been sitting there for a long time, and I forget really what the premise of his theory was. And I thought, I want to refresh my mind, refresh my memory. Maybe it's going to stimulate some thought. And so I reread it. And his theory is that as children, we experience stressors. It could be family stress. It could be school-related stress. Could be sport-related stress, friends stress, but we have stress. I don't think we understand exactly how much stress kids endure. But for some children, that stress becomes habituated. It becomes so normalized that they don't notice it anymore. It's just part of who they are. That little churning in the stomach is always there. They don't notice it anymore as being anything significant because it's always there. Now, as adults, we forget about it. We may have some memories of the events, but we don't recognize that there's all this stress under the surface. This is his theory. So when we have a stressful event, we're actually piling stress on top of habitual stress. He believes that stress, the hidden stress, is the underlying causes of autoimmune diseases. He also believes that it plays a role in metabolic diseases. Metabolic diseases like diabetes, Alzheimer's, cancer. Putting the two together, all of the recent research on vagus nerve stimulation and Dr. Gabor Mate's research on the impact on the physical body of hidden stress, this seems like a prime opportunity for people who suffer from those conditions or others who maybe are concerned about certain things that are happening in the physical body that they don't have an answer for. They don't know why it's happening. But putting together the idea of vagus nerve stimulation, along with Dr. Gabor Mate's theory, this seems like a good solution. Now, originally, when I looked at his book, I was looking from the perspective totally of hypnosis, because that's what I do. But that old training made me wonder about the devices that are on the market now. And I think that they are effective. I'm not going to say they're not, because they are. They are providing people with stress relief, and they're providing people with a more relaxed state. But I believe that a personalized sound is going to do that a whole lot better. Something that's tailored to you personally is going to be more effective. So I've developed a method by which I can utilize the sound training that I have to deliver a frequency to you that can be used as a vagus nerve stimulator. You don't require any really specialized equipment. It's sent digitally after testing you to find that personalized sound. It's sent digitally to your phone or iPad. All you require is a pair of earphones that have the pads and an adapter that plugs into your iPhone or your iPad. The frequency is delivered, and you then utilize it using the earphones as your device to place the earphones on this nerve. The length of time you'll use it is determined based on testing. And what I mean by length of time, I don't mean how many weeks, how many months. I mean how many minutes. What's the optimum use and how many times a day? In prep, of course, all of my family is using this now. And they are giving me data, of course. I now have all my friends on this, and they are giving me data, and the results are good. Everything from chiropractic adjustments, which wouldn't hold previously, holding now. Certainly much less stress reduction. Much less stress. It's an effective reduction tool. So if you're intrigued by vagus nerve stimulation, and you've perhaps looked at the issue of stress as being perhaps the cause of some of your physical symptoms, then I invite you to go to my website, hypnofixed.com, and book a vagus nerve stimulation appointment. In that appointment, I will test you, determine the frequency that is right for you. I will record it and prepare it and send it digitally to you. We will also do a brief, either Zoom or FaceTime, where I will show you the exact positioning of the earphones to get the maximum benefit. Thank you for listening. Take care.